I would just like to mention that thanks to all of your generous donations, we did actually meet an incentive for this game. So Potato will be fighting the Secret Bros Javel. I believe at the end. I have him in Discord here, but unfortunately I don't have the Discord capture up on intermission. But I believe that's at the end, but he will correct me on that when we're live. So we're almost ready here, just stand by. Yeah, when I say go. Alright, we're now ready for the next run, so Potato, do take it away. Go.
Alright, this is going to be Deltarune Any New Game Plus. I have the game closed right now because there's going to be an item I'm going to be picking up in the run that I need to make sure the game is not open for too long, otherwise it won't show up. So we just started the run on a black screen. But now that the game is open, and yes, George was correct earlier in explaining that the Javel fight will be at the end of the run. It's not going to be during the run, it's going to be a bonus thing after. So that's what this file is actually. This is going to be my file I'm going to load up after the run. But with that all being said, I guess we don't really have any reason to waste time, so let me get readied up here, and I'm ready to start in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, I forgot to start my splits, but okay. My time will be a little bit inaccurate, oh well. But for the first couple minutes here, we just gotta, actually no, for the first minute, we gotta mash through a little bit of dialogue here. So if you've played this game casually, you'll recognize this little character creator here. I basically just want to choose all the default options, because as the whole message of this game, your choices don't matter. So I'm just gonna mash through all this here. Though I do want, when I name my character here, I want to actually name it something different from my own name, because if you name the same thing, the game actually gives you an extra little bit of dialogue, which is a little bit slow. But now that we're done with that, we're gonna get on to the game here. So right off the bat, we're going to be encountering the one and only difference between New Game Plus and True Reset, as it's called. So basically, in New Game Plus, I can just interact with the bed and I skip an entire 4 or 5 minute intro sequence that you would usually have to do if you were not in New Game Plus. So I'm about to pick up the wrist protector right here. Basically, what this is the entire reason that I wanted to restart my game before I started, because that doesn't appear if the game has been open for more than 8 minutes, so I wanted to make sure that was all said and done. But right, so we're in the Dark World now. So the reason I'm dodging the walls here is because so there's a run button in this game, but you kind of slowly build up speed after a while instead of running at max speed right away. And if I run into the walls, then I lose that speed. So, and then you have to rebuild it all up again. So that's why I'm avoiding the walls here. So these switches, you can actually kind of interact with a distance and not touch the wall, so I don't have to worry about losing my speed there as long as I do it correctly, which I didn't. So this is Susie. This is going to be our second party member of the game. So if you're familiar with Undertale, but not this game, you'll know that that game doesn't have party members. There's actually a party member system in this game. Susie, right now, she can only attack during battles. We can't choose what she does until quite a bit further on into the game, so that's actually going to be an important little detail to note about her. Also, something I didn't explain is I actually want to have 2 buttons held down the whole run. I want to hold down Shift and Control. Control is the button that we use to use the wrist protector. I actually didn't even explain what the wrist protector does. So basically what that is my auto masher. So I can hold Control to automatically mash through all the dialogue. However, I still want to mash Z and Enter automatically. Not automatically. I want to mash Z and Enter while holding Control. That makes the decks go a little bit faster. And then also Shift is going to be my run button. And I don't actually hold them down manually, I just use a tool called Sticky Keys. So yeah, that's what I use to hold down the buttons. So now that we're done with that first little section there, we're almost done with the first area, Castletown, but we gotta do a battle first. And this is basically our tutorial battle of the game. Also, I want to pick the right options here. So if I pick the left options, then that triggers a very long cutscene that I obviously want to avoid. So this is Lancer. He's sort of our main antagonist of the game, but not really. We'll see what I mean by that later. So in this fight, what I want to do, first off, I want to have Susie take damage there. That'll be important for a boss fight later on. And also, so I missed it already, but there's a quick kill in this fight where you want to get 3 perfect hits in a row, but I missed one, so the alternate would be just you defend after the first couple of turns. And then let's just have Susie take 1 more bit of damage just to be safe. You only need to take 1 hit there, but I'm taking 2 just as an extra precaution. If I take only 1 hit, it's a little bit harder to take enough damage. At least for me. That could be just a me thing, though. So now that that battle's done, Susie's actually going to be leaving our party for a little while because she just wants to find a way home on herself, on her own behalf. So we're going to be teaming up with Ralsei here, who is the best character in the game, and we are going to be finding our own way home. So that's the first area of the game. And now we're going to be moving on to Field, which is the second area of the game. So this is where the run truly begins, because unlike Undertale, you can actually see the enemy encounters on the overworld. And so a lot of the tech in this game is actually running past these. Some of them are a little bit tricky. The one coming up is a little bit tricky. That rune skip right there is pretty easy. This one coming up here is a little bit trickier because I don't have quite as much room for error. Yeah, I ran into the wall there. That one can be easy to miss. It just happens sometimes. And I don't think I'm actually doing the correct backup here, but I don't really know the backups because I don't usually miss this one. So, improv. This shouldn't lose me too much time though, so it shouldn't be too much of a worry. Alright, and then that one's free. It's just the second one that's a little bit of a pain. For that puzzle, I just want to walk on the tiles when they're lit up. And we're actually going to be running into a scripted encounter here with three halfies. So basically the first thing I want to do here is to act on all of them. And I actually want to take a hit here, because that skips a little bit of dialogue from Lancer. And then I want to basically... Oh, okay, I did that wrong. What I wanted to do was I wanted to spare one halfie, and then spare the other 2, but I spared 1 and then 1 on accident, because I was trying to focus on commentary. But basically the reason you want to do that is when there is only 1 halfie left, it gives you a longer attack, which you might have noticed. So I was trying to skip that, but I failed miserably. So Susie's joining our party again. Alright, and there's another little puzzle coming up. And this is C-Round, we just want to wail on him here. And one thing I actually didn't explain earlier is the TP system. So TP is basically your MP of this game. The way it works is it's actually temporary in between battles. Like when you end the battle, you go back to 0 TP. So the only reason it's relevant at all in a run, other than the final boss fight, is you just want to get close to enemy attacks to get TP, and you don't actually use the TP. You just kind of get it so that you can end the attack sooner. And that doesn't work for all attacks. Like, it works for this attack, because I want to get close to these guys. And that ends the attack a little bit sooner. But in the final boss fight, we're going to actually be making use of TP. Also, for this puzzle, I want to... Alright, I didn't get it, but I wanted to get those boxes on their respective spots at the same time to skip a little bit of dialogue. But it's really hard to do. I've actually never gotten it before. And you basically just want to run back and forth there, and then run down to skip that guy. I actually almost missed it. I was only like 2 pixels off. Alright, so now we're in checkerboard. If I run into these little white tiles, that actually warps me back to the beginning of the room, so I want to avoid those. That's a pawn man that I just skipped. That skip is actually harder than it looks. You can only afford to run into the wall once there. If you run into the wall any more than that, then you're actually going to get caught by that guy. It's a short little cutscene here. Yeah, checkerboard doesn't have that many encounter skips. It's largely cutscenes and then a boss fight. And then the option that I picked there doesn't really matter as far as I know. I think this is just like a frame difference. So it looks like I'm going to get caught by the white tiles there, but you actually can just run right through the first 3 and then go down after the last one. And then this pawn man skip actually looks scarier than the last one, but it's really not. You can afford to get hit by the wall like numerous times. So I mentioned earlier that there's a boss fight, which is the reason why I wanted Susie to get hit earlier. That's coming up right now. This is K round. So the way this fight's gonna work is that he can't die. The only way to end the fight is to spare him. But because Susie can only attack, her attacks just waste time. So we want her dead so that we don't have to go through attack animations. And we actually got it. It's a 1 out of 3 chance, so this is the one major bit of RNG in the run. And thankfully we got it. That's going to save us about 6 seconds. You can go for a second turn as well, but it doesn't save quite as much time. And for the rest of the fight, I just want to basically just try to get him to knock his crown over so that I can become little C round again. I don't want Chris to die here. That's not part of the plan. So now that that fight's done, Susie's gonna be leaving our party again, actually. She leaves our party a number of times throughout the run. So it's just gonna be Chris and Ralsei again. Susie's actually gonna be joining the Dark Fun gang. Well, Chris and Ralsei are the Fun gang, and Susie and Lancer are now the Dark Fun gang. Because, I don't know, it's a cool name, I guess. That's a rabbit that I just skipped. Those skips they're supposed to be free, but I've missed them a couple of times. It's a little embarrassing, but yeah, basically what you do is you just run back and forth. There's actually going to be another one coming up right here. Yeah, you just run back and forth. And the reason you don't want to stop in your tracks there is because then you have to rebuild your speed back up again. So you just go back and forth so you can keep it. Also, let's see if we get the clip here. We didn't get it, okay. So basically, that little rod thing that I just went through, each of its segments has its own individual hitbox, and your heart can just barely fit in between those hitboxes. So sometimes you can get a clip where you don't get hit by the thing and it saves like a frame or something. That's a Bloxer. So there's 3 of those guys. The second one is quite a bit harder to skip. Hello? Puzzle? I'm pressing Z. Alright, and this is Clover. Basically what I want to do is remember what to do first of all. I want to use the manual, which is an item I got at the beginning of the run. I want to use that twice. That makes Clover spareable. A lot of people don't know that actually, but it helps. Because otherwise that fight is like 4 turns, I think, but the manual can make it 3, or 2. This is the Bloxer skip I was talking about earlier. So this is more precise than it looks. Okay, I got it. Yeah, you don't have very much of a room for error for that one. I don't know how many frames you have, but it's not many. And I just want to run through the ballerinas there, because there's no point. That's why I healed in Bake Sale earlier, so that I can take the damage from those guys and still survive. Also, duck time. I'm gonna remember to build the duck this time. I forgot in Resort Fest. Oh, I almost forgot. Duck time. I almost let my muscle memory take over there. The run is now valid. Okay, so this is Star Walker Bird. Basically, we just run past it. I mean, there's nothing really to note here. And this puzzle, basically what you want to do is you want to go around and reveal an invisible switch, but we already know where the switch is, so we can just not even bother with any of that. And this is Maze. We basically just want to go in the opposite direction of Lancer here. So coming up is the third Bloxer skip. So the way this game handles encounters is if you have not fought a Bloxer yet at this point, the game tries to force a Bloxer encounter on you by making the one up here way faster than it usually is. But you can still get around that by hugging the right wall there, and then when it tries to chase you, it just gets stuck in the wall. So we have successfully skipped every Bloxer in the game. You can actually skip every non-scripted encounter in the game, by the way, which we have not successfully done because I missed the Ruden skip earlier. But it is possible. So this is the Susie Lancer fight. So there is a faster way to do this fight than what I do, but I forget exactly how to do it, so I'm just gonna do the way I'm comfortable with. But basically, what you want to do is you want to act on Lancer twice, sing to Susie, which I'm gonna do right here, and then act on Lancer twice again. Again, there's a faster way to do it. It's only like a frame faster. It doesn't matter. So I apologize, Yisk, I'm not doing whatever the faster way is. Alright, so there's the fight. And after a few more cutscenes here, that's going to be it for Forest. And for the next good bit of time, we have mainly just cutscenes, so if we have like donations or anything else that we can announce right now, then this would be a good time to do so. If not, I could probably find something to talk about. And there's the card castle in the distance. That's where we're trying to go right now. Because we want to dispel the barrier that's being created by the fountain so that we can go back home, I think. If I'm remembering the plot to this game correctly, I've only played it like... What, I have like over 500 attempts logged in, I think, at this point. And we just have another little section here where we want to dodge the bullets. And by the way, if you run into the bullets, you don't lose your speed, but you do pause for like half a second, so it's still good not to run into them, and you also lose health, so it makes it a little bit more dangerous. Alright, so next up we got Prison, which is basically a long cutscene, though there is some tech involved here. Like, for instance, right here. So basically the way to progress here, when I gain movement here, is the game wants you to interact with something 3 times. So the way you want to progress there is you want to interact with the cracked wall twice, and then you want to pick up the shackle off the wall. You want to pick up the shackle because we're actually going to be equipping it later as an item. Because it's primarily armor, but it also ups your attack by 1, if I remember correctly. I think it's 1. So we're going to be equipping that on Susie, as well as the Brave Axe later on. Because we want Susie to be as buffed up as possible for the final boss fight. And you'll kind of see why. But we have just basically some more cutscenes for the next little while. We're actually going to be getting into a boss fight here pretty soon. Though, Susie still, even because you're going to be playing as Susie in this boss fight, but Susie is still in a state where we can't control what she does. So all we can actually do to interact with this fight is just avoid the bullets, basically. So the only way to actually speed up this fight is to try to close dodge the bullets so that we can get as much GP as we can, because that'll end the fights, that'll end the attack sooner. And we only have the first 3 attacks to do that, so let's see what we get. We want to get at least 100%. I mean, it doesn't matter too much, but 100's pretty swag. That was actually pretty good, I think. I'm actually not sure. We didn't get hit so far, so that's good. Okay, 76 after the third turn. So that should get us 100, I think. So now we get to listen to Versus Susie, which is honestly a banger. Yeah, like Undertale, the soundtrack of this game is very good. And you're going to be hearing the best song in the game after the run. Because that's going to be during the Jello fight. So he basically just pulls a tutorial on us because he doesn't want to attack us. Basically what's going on in the story right now is he has to capture us because Lancer is not supposed to be a good guy, but he kind of becomes friend with us, but he still has to obey his orders and capture us. But he doesn't want to. But then he decides, you know what, no, I'm just going to rebel and be friends with you guys. That's kind of what happens here. So that ends that little bit of cutscenes, but there actually no, it doesn't, because there's still the elevator cutscene, which is like 20 seconds, I think. Actually, no, it looks like it's going to be about 30 seconds. So we got a little bit more mashing here. Also, hope you're enjoying the keyboard ASMR, because that's another cool thing about this game. It's not as heavily ASMR as Undertale, though, because you have to mash 4 buttons in that game, whereas this game, it's only 2. But we're entering Castle in just a little bit here. Also, this is when Susie joins our party for real. So basically what that means is we can actually control what she does during fights. But we're entering Castle now, and there's actually going to be a skip coming up right here. It's a scary skip, but it's not hard. It's scarier than it actually looks. Watch me miss it. Okay, I didn't miss it. I actually almost missed it in our practice run earlier, so glad we didn't do that. Also, I didn't get the clip there. There's another clip you can do there. Alright, hardest puzzle in the game. Let's go. Let's not lose like 5 minutes here. Oh my god, I actually got it. Okay, but unironically though, hardest skip in the game coming up. So I'm gonna be 100% focused here. Oh, I went too early, okay. What do I do here? Yeah, I moved to the right at the very end too early. I would have gotten that. I'm gonna be safe here and not close dodge these. Alright, and if I had gotten perfect hits there, this would have been a 2-turn, but unfortunately we got the 3-turn instead. That's fine though. This is kind of a... Oh wait, what happened there? I must have did something wrong. Okay, this is gonna be a 4-turn apparently. I must have did some incorrect menuing. I can't blame myself for that. I'm trying to focus on commentary, so oh well. Overall, not too horrible of a run, so I can't complain too much. But yeah, that's head happy skip, by the way. The one I just tried to do. That's yeah, it's quite precise, as you could probably tell. So I kind of expected to miss it. I honestly got closer than I thought. Alright. So I just basically what I did there is I went into the shop and I bought the Brave Axe, like I said I was going to do earlier. And then I equipped that and the shackle that we got earlier, and I equipped both of those on Susie. So now she's buffed up for the fight. But we still got to go through one more fight with our boy here. Let's not miss any throws here. Basically what we want to do is yeet the goat boy at his crown 3 times in a row, and hopefully not miss. Okay, there's 2. I missed actually in one of my practice runs earlier, so let's not do that. Okay, we're good. Got all the yeets. Alright, and then with that done, it's time to move on to the final boss fight with the king. So, okay, this fight is a little bit complicated to explain, so bear with me here. But basically the way it works is there's an attack that becomes available during this fight only called the Red Buster. What that is, it's a combination attack between Chris and Susie. So if you played Chrono Trigger, think Dual Tech in that game. That's basically the same thing. It requires both of them to use. So basically, we want to be using that whenever we have enough TP for it. By the way, this is when TP you can actually use TP in the run. I mean, you could before, but this is when it actually is important to use it. So we want to use that whenever we have enough. And then basically on every other turn, we want to just attack with everyone. So first I'm going to talk with King to, you have to do that in order for Red Buster to be usable. And then I want to attack with everyone. And I want to get crits here too. That was not too bad of a turn. But I want to get enough of those to be able to do enough damage to end the fight in 10 turns. That's the optimal fight. Use Red Buster there. I also want to spam Enter as well, because that for some reason makes the Red Buster do more damage. I'm not really sure why. I think Toby explained why that was a thing, but I don't remember. Toby being the person who made the game, if you're unaware. Yeah, and basically I want to graze TP here. And then just kind of keep going along with the fight, and hoping we get enough crits, and hoping we get enough TP to do Red Buster. And that's basically it. We just want to do the fight well. And you don't need a huge amount of crits, but you need a fair amount. If you don't get enough, though, you can do an extra attack with Ralsei. That makes it so that you don't have to get as many crits, but it makes it so that you need more TP, because if you do an extra attack with him, that makes it so that you have to sacrifice a defend, because you could also defend with him every now and then as well. So that means you're defending less, which means you need more TP. So basically it's either you need... Oh, I should have Red Buster there. Basically it's either you need more crits or more TP. There's kind of a trade-off. And hopefully I'll get a 10 turn here. I'm actually not sure. I think so? I'm actually not sure. I didn't really pay attention to how many crits I got. It might not be. That's fine if it's not. It's a little bit tricky to get that. And... Oh, I actually did get it. Wow, nice. Barely, though. I had to use that extra attack with Ralsei in order to get it, which loses a little bit of time, because defending is quicker than attacking, but it's only like 2 seconds, so... Getting the 10 turn at all is honestly something I'm happy about, so we're only going to be a minute behind PB. This is actually a pretty solid run for a marathon. Especially seeing as I missed a not too hard of a skip earlier, so... Actually not too bummed about that. Could've went worse. And it has went worse before. But the run's still not over yet. The run's almost over, but we still got Jebel after this. So we just basically have cutscenes left for the run. Basically what's going on is, so we fought King, and we're basically just trying to... So, okay, so there's a couple of different endings in this game. So true pacifist ending is if you don't kill anything. Or I guess if you don't kill anything. You can't really kill anything in this game, but you attack them enough times to make them run away, and if you do that, you don't get the true pacifist ending. So, and the ending we're getting instead is just the normal ending where we put King to sleep and then we sneak by him. But if we got the true pacifist ending of the game, Lancer becomes the king instead and overthrows his father. That's his father, by the way, is the king. Also, Ralph has a goat. So now we just got to dispel the barrier here and go back home. So we got like a minute left of the run anyway, and then Jebel time. And also, little note, I forgot to practice a Jebel fight, so I might be a little rusty, but we should be fine. But we're in for an interesting time here. Also, shout outs to Old Bold and Brash on the cabinet there on the right side. Oh, we do got one more thing left in the run, though, that hopefully you guys enjoy. So we're gonna go back home. Everything's good. And then hold up, what's this? What is that? Sam's Undertale? And then time is coming up very soon, actually. When I interact with the bed here. And time. I didn't give you that much. Yeah, thank you.
2809. Underestimate.
Yeah, underestimate. Yeah, I didn't give you that much leeway again there, so I'm glad you caught it that time. Yeah, that run.
Yeah, I was listening on time.
That run didn't go too bad. It was not a sub 28, but what can you do? It's a marathon. At least we're underestimate.
Exactly.
And then we're still ahead of schedule, right?
I believe so.
Okay, then I'll let the cutscene play out here. Then.
Let me double check. Wave 364. How long does the Jebel fight take around?
Like, I want to show off a little bit that we wouldn't usually do in a run, so it'd probably be about 3 to 4 minutes. Probably shorter than that.
You got 13 minutes before I definitely need to go on intermission.
Okay, so we have plenty of time then.
Yeah, we have time.
Yeah, I at least want to show off this little bit. We don't really get context for this because the rest of the game isn't quite out yet, but yeah, that's how the game ends. Time to wait 100 years for the game to finally come out.
Toby, please.
Toby, please. And would you prefer that I stall for time here, or does it not matter?
It doesn't matter. It's your call.
All right. Well, I guess I'll let the
we can wait for 64 runner is ready and set up. We can start early. We can start very early. We can start very.
All right. I guess I'll just go into the fight then. There's not really anything else interesting to show off. There's a song, but. All right. And should we do English Jebel or should we do Japanese Jebel?
There wasn't an incentive for that, so I guess just English.
All right, we'll do English then. The Japanese Jebel is pretty cool though, but all right, I can do anything. Let's not die here. So basically, I want to. Oh, I'm not used to hearing the English voice. I'm so used to the Japanese voice. But basically, we want to just defend for the first turn because we can't really do anything else. And then we want to hypnosis. Every time we have, I think it's 50 TP. And then basically just try to grace for TP and not die. But this song is a banger. Oh god, we're already taking a lot of damage. Have enough? Yeah, I have enough. Yeah, you want to use hypnosis as much as you can, but if not, then you want to use pirouette instead, which takes only 20 TP and it only requires a Chris. Okay, I don't even have the TP for it. Okay. Shoot. That works. In a second. Sorry about that. Can't do that because Ralsei's dead. So I'm gonna use that. Yeah, like I said, I'm a little bit rusty with this fight, but thankfully we're ahead of schedule. If I die though, I'm not gonna try again. So we can use hypnosis there. We're all still alive because hypnosis requires everyone to use. I don't know if I mentioned that. And we still have the top cake too, by the way, so we're fine. I'm gonna use that, and I'm gonna use that. Oh, I didn't mean to attack there. Whoops. Okay, that works. Oh, and that was the healer. Okay, so pirouette gives you a random effect, and depending on what turn it is on, and that was the healer, so that's actually pretty lucky right now. Shoot. Okay, don't die. Yeah, I have enough for pirouette. And also, I guess I'll mention that, so there's an attack at some point in this fight called Final Chaos, and if you manage to Hypnosis and Pirouette enough times before then, you can actually pacify him or end the fight before that attack, but I want to show off that attack, though. Just because it looks cool. Oh, Susie's dead. I can use that right now. Or her. I was looking at roll. Oh, that's interesting. I had like a lot of health there, but okay. I guess we'll end it there then. I'm assuming we don't have enough time to try again.
We would have tried time for a second try if you want to.
Alright, sure. I don't know how I died there. I had like plenty of health. That was very strange.
Never happened before that game.
Yeah.
We have like 8 more minutes.
Alright. Classic marathon. This has never happened before.
We gotta be... I mean, I know the incentive is called Fight Jevil, but I feel like that heavily implies actually beating him.
I didn't really consider that when I submitted. I kind of just assumed I'd beat him because I usually do. Maybe the English version of the fight is just harder.
It's just a 200 IQ move to have everyone listen to his OST for longer.
Yeah, exactly. This was all part of the plan, guys.
Got it. Keyboard mashing intensifies.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a thing with this fight, because it's a little bit intense. I try to press the buttons a little quieter, but can't really do too much about that.
Doesn't help, but that's probably a mechanical from the sound that's making.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Okay, this looks a lot better so far. I see as Susie dies, okay. But yeah, it's kind of partially my fault though, because, well, actually no, it's completely my fault because I forgot to practice this fight beforehand. I practiced doing runs, but I didn't actually practice the fight. That's kind of on me. Oh, okay, we're doing a lot better. So Final Chaos is actually after this. And okay, so I'm gonna just defend. Make sure we don't end the fight. So basically, this fight kind of works the same way as Hypergon or Final Undertale. If you get hit once, your HP is like set down to the bottom. Which isn't a problem really, because we have Top Cake, which is a full heal for everyone. We actually can't spare yet. Okay, interesting. So I'll just use Pirouette and then Top Cake and defend. And there we go. And Jevil is pacified. Alright, well thanks everyone for having me, this was pretty fun.
GG.
Anyone who wants to learn how to run either this game or Undertale, Rambu has a really good guide up on speedrun.com. And also join the Discord, too. those are the biggest resources. Shoutouts to the community of this game and of Undertale. It's a really welcoming community. But yeah, that's about it.
Thanks for running, and thanks for showing us the Jevil fight.
Yeah, I did the best I could. I mean,
Right.
what are you gonna do?
Alright, see ya for Wafer 64, everyone.